When having a coffee, will you match it with different type of food? Hi, welcome to Coffee Mythbuster. I am Cindy, authorized trainer of Specialty Coffee Association. Today we would like to explore on topic, coffee and food pairing science, matching acidity, body, and sweetness in culinary settings. Just as wine is paired with food to enhance a meal, coffee, with its vast array of flavors, can transform dining experiences when thoughtfully matched with dishes. We'll dive into the science of pairing coffee's acidity, body, and sweetness with food, uncovering the chemistry, sensory principles, and practical strategies to create harmonious culinary pairings. So, grab a fresh brew, imagine a delicious plate beside it, and let's begin. Coffee is a sensory masterpiece, blending taste, aroma, and texture into a complex profile that rivals the finest wines. Its key attributes, acidity, body, and sweetness, interact with food in ways that can amplify, balance, or contrast flavors, creating memorable dining experiences. Acidity brings brightness and vibrancy, body provides weight and mouthfeel, and sweetness adds warmth and approachability. When paired with food, these elements can enhance complementary flavors, cut through richness, or create dynamic contrasts, much like a sommelier pairs wine with a dish. As coffee professionals, understanding the science behind these interactions allows us to craft pairings that delight customers and elevate coffee's role in culinary settings. Let's start with the chemistry of coffee's core attributes. Coffee contains over 1,000 compounds, including volatile aromatics, organic acids, lipids, and sugars, which shape its sensory profile. Acidity, driven by organic acids like citric, malic, and chlorogenic acids, gives coffee its bright, tangy quality, often described as citrusy, fruity, or winey. High-acidity coffees, like those from Ethiopia or Kenya, contribute 5 to 7% of the bean's dry weight in acids, creating a lively, crisp taste. Body. The tactile sensation of weight or viscosity comes from lipids and melanoidins, formed during the Maillard reaction in roasting, which add creaminess or fullness. Sweetness. Derived from sugars like sucrose, 5 to 9% in green beans, and their caramelized derivatives, provides warmth, often perceived as caramel, honey, or fruit notes. These attributes interact with food's flavor components, sweet, sour, bitter, salty, umami, and fat, to create pairings that either complement or contrast. Complementary pairings match similar flavors, like pairing a sweet, caramel-like coffee with a dessert, amplifying both. Contrasting pairings use opposing flavors, like a bright, acidic coffee with a rich, fatty dish, to balance and cleanse the palate. The brain's orbitofrontal cortex integrates these sensory inputs, coffee's taste, aroma, and mouthfeel with food's flavors, creating a unified dining experience. Retronasal olfaction, where aromas travel from the mouth to the nose, enhances this, making aroma a key player in pairings. Let's explore acidity first. High-acidity coffees, like a washed Ethiopian yirgacheffe with lemon and jasmine notes, cut through rich, fatty foods like buttery croissants or creamy cheeses. The citric and malic acids cleanse the palate, balancing the fat's heaviness and highlighting the food's subtle flavors. For example, pairing a Kenyan AA with a quiche enhances the dish's eggy richness, while the coffee's black currant acidity adds vibrancy. Low-acidity coffees, like a dark-roasted Indonesian Sumatra, pair better with savory or umami-rich foods like grilled meats, as their muted acidity complements the dish's depth without clashing. Body is the tactile bridge in pairings. Full-bodied coffees, like a French press-brewed Brazilian Santos with chocolatey notes, complement dense, rich foods like chocolate cake or steak, as their heavy mouthfeel mirrors the dish's weight, creating harmony. Light-bodied coffees, like a pour-over Ethiopian, pair well with delicate foods, such as fruit tarts or salads, where their silky texture doesn't overwhelm. The lipids and melanoidins in full-bodied coffees, especially in espresso with its creamy crema, enhance the perception of richness in foods, making them ideal for hearty dishes. Sweetness in coffee, often subtle, comes from sugars and their roasted derivatives like furans or maltol. Sweet coffees, like a natural processed Colombian with caramel and berry notes, pair beautifully with desserts like vanilla ice cream or fruit-based pastries, amplifying shared sweetness. They also balance salty or umami foods, like cured meats or mushrooms, by softening their intensity. For example, a honey-processed Costa Rican coffee with honeyed sweetness complements a charcuterie board, rounding out the saltiness of prosciutto with its warm, fruity notes. Aroma is critical, as it accounts for 80 to 90% of flavor perception. Coffee's volatile compounds, aldehydes, pyrazines, and phenols interact with food aromas, enhancing or contrasting them. A floral Ethiopian pairs with aromatic dishes like herb-crusted fish, where jasmine notes echo the herb's fragrance. A smoky dark roast complements grilled foods, as guayacol in the coffee mirrors the charred aroma. The SCA's Coffee Taster's flavor will help identify these aroma profiles, guiding precise pairings. Roasting shapes these attributes. Light roasts, 199 to 210 degrees Celsius. Preserve acidity and delicate aromas, ideal for pairing with light, fresh foods like salads or seafood. Medium roast, 210 to 221 degrees Celsius. Balance acidity, body, and sweetness, making them versatile for pastries or cheeses. Dark roasts, 224 to 235 degrees Celsius. Emphasize body and roasted notes, pairing well with heavy, savory dishes like barbecue. Roasters can tailor profiles to suit culinary goals, using precise time temperature curves to enhance specific flavors. Brewing method influences pairing potential. Espresso, with its concentrated lipids and heavy body, pairs with rich desserts or meats, as its crema enhances mouthfeel. Pour-over, with a clean, light body, complements delicate foods like fruit or sushi. French press, with its oily, full-body texture, matches hearty dishes like stews. SCA standards, 55 grams of coffee per liter, 90 to 96 degrees Celsius, water, 18 to 22% extraction yield. Ensure optimal flavor extraction, preserving acidity, body, and sweetness for pairings. Milk and plant-based additives, like those discussed in prior talks, add complexity. Milk's fats and lactose soften coffee's acidity and bitterness, making a latte ideal for sweet pastries, as the creaminess complements the dessert's richness. Oat milk's sweetness enhances fruity coffees paired with fruit-based dishes, while soy milk's neutrality suits savory pairings. Coconut milk's tropical flavor pairs with spicy foods, like curries, but may overpower delicate dishes. Steaming at 60 to 71 degrees Celsius ensures a creamy texture that enhances pairings. Vessel choice affects perception. Ceramic or glass cups, maintaining 60 to 71 degrees Celsius, preserve aroma and flavor, enhancing pairings with delicate foods. Wide-rimmed mugs amplify aroma for aromatic pairings, while narrow demitasse cups concentrate espresso's intensity for rich dishes. Paper cups absorb lipids and dull flavors, making them less ideal for nuanced pairings. Let's explore practical strategies for coffee professionals to master food pairings. First, coffee selection. Choose coffees based on their sensory profile and the dish. High acidity, light roasted coffees, e.g., Ethiopian yirgacheffe, pair with light, fatty, or acidic foods like citrus desserts or creamy cheeses. Full-bodied, dark roasted coffees, e.g., Indonesian Sumatra, complement heavy, savory dishes like grilled meats. Sweet, medium roasted coffees, e.g., Colombian Supremo, match desserts or salty foods. Use the SCA flavor wheel to identify dominant notes, fruity, nutty, or roasted, for precise pairings. Second, roasting and brewing. Roast to enhance desired attributes, light for acidity, medium for balance, dark for body. Use SCA brewing standards, 1:16 ratio for pour-over, 25 to 30 seconds for espresso. Adjust grind size, fine for espresso, medium for pour-over, to optimize extraction. For example, a light-roasted Kenyan brewed as a pour-over highlights blackcurrant notes, pairing perfectly with a berry tart. Third, tasting protocols. Conduct pairing experiments using SCA cupping methods, 8.25 grams of coffee per 150 milliliters of water, 93 degrees Celsius, to evaluate how coffee interacts with foods. Test a coffee with multiple dishes, noting how acidity cuts fat, body matches weight, and sweetness balances saltiness. Train baristas to articulate pairings using objective descriptors, avoiding bias from brand or price expectations. Fourth, menu design. Create pairing menus that guide customers without overwhelming them. Offer simple suggestions. Pair our Ethiopian pour-over with a lemon Danish for a bright, citrusy match, or try our espresso with dark chocolate for a rich, complementary duo. Include plant-based milk options for dietary preferences, noting their sensory impact, e.g., oat milk latte with a fruit scone enhances sweetness. Highlight seasonal pairings, like a pumpkin spice dessert with a medium roasted Guatemalan. Fifth, customer education. Host tasting events to teach customers about pairings. Serve a coffee in multiple preparations, black, with milk, with oat milk, alongside foods like cheese, chocolate, or pastries, using the flavor wheel to discuss interactions. Encourage sipping coffee before and after bites to notice how flavors evolve. This builds appreciation and empowers customers to experiment at home. Let's bring this to life with a case study. Imagine you're a cafe owner hosting a coffee and food pairing event. You select a light-roasted Ethiopian Yirgacheffe, a medium-roasted Colombian Supremo, and a dark-roasted Indonesian Sumatra. You brew each using SCA standards, pour over for the Ethiopian, espresso for the Colombian, French press for the Sumatra. Pairings include the Ethiopian with a goat cheese crostini, where acidity cuts the cheese's richness, the Colombian latte with a vanilla scone, where milk sweetness complements caramel notes, and the Sumatra with a dark chocolate brownie, where body and roasted notes match the dessert's intensity. Guests use the flavor wheel to describe interactions, noting how acidity, body, and sweetness enhance each pairing. As we conclude, let's reflect on the significance. Coffee and food pairing is a culinary art, rooted in the science of how acidity, body, and sweetness interact with food's flavors. By mastering coffee selection, roasting, brewing, and sensory education, we can create pairings that elevate dining experiences, showcasing coffee's versatility. Coffee is a craft, a science, and a story, and thoughtful pairings write a delicious chapter in that narrative. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of coffee and food pairing science. I'm eager to hear your questions, pairing ideas, and experiences. Let's keep the conversation brewing. To support our channel, please follow our Instagram and subscribe our YouTube channel. Enjoy the coffee moments. See you. Unlock the world of coffee with the Coffee Skills Program, your gateway to master the art and science of coffee. Whether you're an aspiring barista or simply a passionate coffee lover, the Introduction to Coffee course is the perfect starting point. You'll learn about coffee origins, flavor profiles, and brewing techniques while gaining hands-on skills to prepare exceptional coffee. Whether you dream of crafting the perfect espresso or deepening your appreciation for every sip, this course equips you with the knowledge to take your love for coffee to the next level. Don't just drink coffee, experience it. Start your journey today.